think of all the lives that I've seen transformed, it's definitely our family, top of the list, the Tvrdik. The perfect example how God can just take ordinary people with ordinary lives and do something extraordinary with them. And our family, letting go of everything from back home and having to come here and tough it out together, we've realized that we actually really love each other a lot. The kids have really come through. I've seen them just really start to serve the Lord themselves, just to discover what's inside of them, all the beautiful things that God puts inside of each of us. I think of all the lives that I've seen transformed, it's definitely our family, top of the list.
Is my pride was killed when getting here, because I could no longer do any of the things that I used to do well here at all. My pride being killed here, to do anything well here that I used to do when I lived in America. And so all of the glory goes to God.
I had a good story, but my favorite this year is the story of Achimik. She's a beautiful woman who we met shortly after we arrived in Mongolia. The family was very cold and very hungry. There was no food in the house. But the one thing that really struck Troy was the mother, Achimik, had a real peace about her, even in the midst of extreme hardship. The change in Achimik had really started a few weeks before we had met her. She had begun going to Women's with Glow meetings at the community center, and her faith in Christ was renewed there, and his word, just really living out. He does care for the fatherless and for the widow, for the brokenhearted. We've been able to see him answer one prayer after another for us to make. We had a team from America come out. I wanted the team to meet her. And we didn't know it, but she was at home, just really seeking God again. She was in a really tough situation. Her husband had kicked her out of her home. She was living in the entryway of somebody's place and just feeling really low again. And here, all of a sudden, in the middle of her prayer, we all showed up. And I told her when I got there, the reason why we're here, Achimik, is I just feel like we need to encourage you and pray with you. And that's exactly what she's been asking for. One of the team members purchased a sewing machine for Achimik. In our newsletter sent home, somebody decided that they wanted to purchase a gear for her. So this year, Achimik now has her own gear, which is her very own home. She has a sewing machine, which she started a sewing business with, and she's able to provide for her own family. It's really the joy of the Lord in her life. The most exciting thing is her coming to our Bible studies. She walks, even when it's super cold, she walks the mile and a half to our house. So it's a big transformation, Dan.
We've had many people come to a relationship with Christ. And of course, that's the most transformed a person can get, is to go from death to life. This last Sunday, we had two new people come to our Bible study, and they were not believers. I really shared the gospel message. After I was finished, all of the new believers in the group went around the circle and basically shared what the Bible study means to them and their testimony and how they came to Christ. And it really affected the two new people who came. And I fully expect them to come to the same relationship within the next week. I hope that it's our life and the way we live and the fact that we offer something completely different than what they're used to.
When somebody comes and takes a bag of rice from your hands and you know that that's be supplied for their family that next few days, it's really, really an amazing experience. Something that you don't get to experience in everyday life in America. So far, just seeing God in action, seeing him in action through my husband, when I see Troy serving the poor, when I see him building something for somebody or sharing the gospel, No experience in my life can match what that brings to me. I just really want to thank my parents, first of all, for letting us come and letting go of their grandkids. I know it's been hard on them, but I really thank them for it. And also, I just want to thank all of our supporters. We have amazing supporters that have pulled us through and every month to do great work here. And also for the board, Cup of Cold Water. We're really blessed to have you guys, and we thank you for all your support from the start. You've encouraged us, and we're really grateful for that.
I love you guys, and I miss you, and I thank you so very much for all your prayers. Prayers are what we need here the most.